Good morning. Good morning. Happy Friday. Ooh, it's almost the weekend. What's everybody doing this weekend? I've got a really cool class this weekend. It's called Sacred Agreements. And my understanding is it's kind of based on the Carolyn Mace's work on archetypes and life purpose. Good morning, Grant. How are you? And so I'm really looking forward to that class this weekend, and I'm sure I'll have some more good stuff to share about that. So today is day 11 of our 40-day Mind Fast Soul Feast by Dr. Michael Bernard Beckwith. He is the director, the founder of the Agape Center for Spiritual Living in Los Angeles. And not going on the road for once. Oh, good, you're staying home this weekend, Grant. You guys have been going a lot, huh? Is that just for fun? Or you got business that you're combining with it, or what? I know you've been like hotels, so probably feels good to stay home, eh? So anyway, today's chapter is called Set Your Imagination on Fire. And here's our quote for the day by Albert Einstein. He was kind of smart. Imagination is more important than knowledge, for knowledge is limited, whereas imagination embraces the entire world, stimulating progress and giving birth to evolution. As you begin to hone and refine your imagining and visioning skills, you will increase your ability to see beyond the outer appearances of life's circumstances. How do you do this? By treating yourself as you wish others to treat you. Can I say that again? By treating yourself as you wish others to treat you. Respond to yourself as you desire the universe to respond to you. Examine your thoughts and feelings, looking honestly at their contents. For this is what you invite to enter your awareness, your consciousness. What is your inner dialogue with yourself about yourself? Throughout the day, keep a mental diary of your inner conversations. Then at night, enter them into your journal. Gradually, you will see a pattern emerge which will guide you in making necessary changes. I think that's really important. Keep track of thoughts that you have during the day. Just jot little notes, maybe keep a list in your, like on your phone or something. You know, some people can just remember their little inner conversations. Don't have to write it down. People like me, I have to write everything down, everything. So keep track of those and put them in your, keep a journal of your inner thoughts that you're having during the day. Just noticing them. It's just noticing them. It's not calling them good or bad. It's just noticing them and taking notes so that you can start to like really get a clear idea of what it is that you are thinking about during the day. And you'll start to see the correlation with how your day goes each day. Establish a firm intention within yourself. Declare to yourself with absolute assurance that your faith is in one power, one presence, one life. Say this with passion, intensity, and confidence. Allow your thoughts, words, and actions to revolve around this conviction. As you deliberately focus on your oneness with Spirit, inviting it to be the truth in which your consciousness is rooted, your imagining and visioning skills will be positively impacted, expanding your self-acquaintanceship, that's a big word, and interactions with your world. Today, begin to live a life filled with the eternal verities of the Spirit, expressing beyond what you can now imagine. You will discover that your imagination is a stepping stone to waking up to what always has been true about you. Affirmation: my imagination is Spirit's vehicle, and it creates mightily through and as me now. So, I did a little reflecting after I read this last night. I did it in advance this time. We have to talk to ourselves as we would talk to spirit, I believe. What does that look like? Well, would you tell spirit, call it God, Jesus, Buddha, whatever you like, would you tell spirit, you're stupid, you're fat, you're ugly, you're too old for this? Good morning, Shelley. Would you say that to your divine guidance? Would you say it to anybody? Would you allow anybody to say it to you? But we say things like that to ourselves all the time, right? And this is what it's talking about becoming conscious of these thoughts and making note of them. And then we can start to do things differently when we see that pattern emerge. Biggest thing is getting conscious with your self-talk, being conscious of it, being aware of it, making notes of it. Because we wouldn't allow somebody else to talk to us that way, most likely. If maybe you do let somebody else talk to you that way, perhaps think of somebody you love. Maybe your child. Hi, Mark. Happy Friday to you. Maybe your child, maybe a parent, maybe a brother or sister, your spouse, somebody that you love, your best friend. Would you allow somebody else to talk to them that way? If you heard somebody calling your best friend stupid or fat or old or not bright or ditzy or anything like that, I don't know, maybe it's just me that talks to myself that way sometimes, but in case it's you too, we wouldn't allow that. And we have to learn that we have to teach others how to treat us. And that starts by how we treat ourselves. We're going to reflect that out into the universe. And so if you feel like nobody is listening to you, maybe you need to listen better. If you feel like people don't respect you, what's your self-talk around that? Do you respect yourself? Do you respect others? We're just big old mirrors out there. And, I have to tell you one thing that came up when I was auditing the life coaching course last month, or was it this month? No, last month. Somebody brought up in there, you know how like when you're driving and maybe somebody cuts you off and maybe you call them a 4-letter word. Oh, not me. I would never do that. No. My mother maybe. But whenever you do that, usually mine is a longer word. It's a 7-letter word. It's jackass. Everybody's a jackass when I'm driving. But when you do that, when you say that, you have to say, just like me. Ooh, that will make you watch what you're saying about other people. Trust me. First time I did it, I was on my way back to class the next morning, ironically. And somebody, did one of those. I'm going to go from the left HOV lane to that off-ramp, 5 lanes across, like yesterday. And it doesn't matter who's in my way or who I inconvenience. I love those people, don't you? And, I'm driving, and I'm pretty calm when I drive anymore, but I'm like, jackass. I went just like me. Oh, hell no, I'm not a jackass. And so it will bring your consciousness to what it is that you're thinking and saying, because those things are going to bounce back at you. That's the big thing. You are a mirror, and what you put out is what you bring in. So I love this chapter. I think it's really important to get really clear on things. It talks in this also about that time going within and being with the Spirit, or being in the kingdom of God, basically. And some people have a really hard time with that. And you tell them to go within, that your guidance is within, the kingdom of God is within. All the religions teach this in some way. All of the scriptures include something along these lines. I don't know if I've got the article right here. I was just reading something about this too. That, they all, okay, so for example, let's start with the Christian, Jesus Christ. The kingdom of God is not coming with signs to be observed, nor will they say, "Lo, here it is," or "There, for behold, the kingdom of God is within you." Buddha says, "The subject on which I meditate is truth. The practice to which I devote myself is the truth. The topic of my conversation is truth. My thoughts are always in truth, for lo, myself has become the truth." Lao Tzu, the Taoist. Worlds and particles, bodies and beings, time and space, all are transient expressions of the Tao. In Hinduism, Swami, I'm going to try this name, Vivekananda, I hope I said that right. It is impossible to find God outside of ourselves. Our own souls contribute all of the divinity that is outside of us. We are the greatest temple. The objectification is only a faint imitation of what we see within ourselves. The Prophet Muhammad, he who knows his own self knows God. In Sikh, a fragrance abides in the flower. As the reflection is within the mirror, so doth thy Lord abide within thee. Why search him without? And there's more here. I mean, every religion basically teaches the kingdom of God is within. Our source is within. And so going within to connect is where we commune with that higher self of ours. And I was, that actually came from an article that I was reading about using Reiki to find the kingdom of God within. You can use Reiki to remove blocks that you might have. A lot of times they come from past experiences. I know a lot of people that were raised in a very, very strict religious home, and they are very uncomfortable with words like God, because they have this resistance to it because of how they were taught about this. And sometimes it comes from past traumas. Sometimes it's just resistance. We just don't want to conform, and those happen all the time. And so Reiki is a wonderful way to help remove some of those resistance points in you if you are like blocking yourself, or if you just can't seem to connect. I know people who are wonderful meditators and have some beautiful healing abilities, and they can't connect. They can't seem to get in touch with that source. And it might just be some kind of old pattern that you had, or old belief system that you had maybe growing up, or I believe it could even be from a past lifetime. So anyway, there's my little Reiki plug. I love working with Reiki on a spiritual level, and I think it's very, very powerful for things like that. Usui Sensei, Dr. Usui was actually the founder of Reiki. Usui Sensei taught that a person could reach higher and higher levels of wellness and consciousness through receiving more Reiki. So, isn't that cool? I also have one other little thing here I cut out. Reiki heals by releasing old mental, emotional, spiritual, and physical injuries from our body, mind, and soul. Remember, it works on all levels. Then it connects us to the mind and heart of God. And so we can receive God's pure consciousness and pure love into our physical body. Reiki gives us a pathway to travel deeper within our heart and spirit to make the connections to the divine qualities of God and receive them into our body. This is how they can become manifest on earth. And so yes, if you remember, I've talked before about how Reiki works on all 4 levels. And Reiki, Rei in Japanese means of God or from the heavens. And Ki, of course, is the life force energy. So it literally translates to spiritual life force energy. The energy that you are receiving during a Reiki treatment, I am acting as a conduit for. It comes from spirit. It comes through me into you. It's not my energy. I cannot claim any magical powers because of that, but I've been attuned to this energy. And that's what Reiki is. That's what Reiki is. I'm going to start teaching some Reiki classes this fall. And so anybody who's interested in learning Reiki, I will just be doing very small groups, probably a maximum of 4. And you can learn to do Reiki for yourself and for your family members, for your pets. Animals respond beautifully to Reiki. You can use Reiki on everything. You can Reiki your food. You can Reiki your car. You can Reiki your AC unit. I mean, seriously, I Reiki rooms. I Reiki places I go into. If I go into some place that doesn't feel comfortable, especially, I just silently give a little Reiki and use that to clear my own space in that space or to clear the whole space. And so Reiki is a really beautiful, beautiful practice, and it becomes a lifestyle. And I first learned Reiki in 2004, and I'm still integrating it, you know. It's getting stronger and stronger in me. And I'm excited. A week from tomorrow, I'll be doing my Karuna Reiki training with my Reiki master, Lisa Salen. And I'm super excited about that. I'm really excited to delve just further and further into this. I eat, breathe, and I just love Reiki. So anyway, another cool thing that's happening, I'll just mention, is that a friend of mine, Sandy O'Neill, who I had several of my hypnotherapy classes with, she is a hypnotherapist here in the Valley. She's a certified clinical hypnotist or hypnotherapist, I guess it's technically called. And she and I are going to be collaborating on some stuff and putting together some workshops. And we'll be looking to speak to like groups. So if you have like some kind of a networking group you belong to, or you know, women's groups, that sort of thing, that we would like to have us do a presentation on, we're going to put together kind of a cool, we've got some really cool ideas for some different topics. And one of them is removing fears and phobias. And, you know, this can be done with Reiki and with hypnotherapy. So anyway, I'm really excited to collaborate with Sandy. She's like so cool. We had lunch yesterday over at that new little Farm Boy restaurant here in Chandler. Oh my gosh, if you haven't been there, go. It's really good. It's all locally sourced food. It's not all organic. I wish it was, because I'm really trying to eat as much organic as I can. But the best veggie burger I've ever had. Black beans and kidney beans and all these yummy, yummy, yummies in it. So anyway, it's a great little place though, great little restaurant. It's fairly new. And you know, little locally owned restaurant, and I love to support those places. So Farm Boy in Chandler, check it out. That's all I'll rattle on about for today. Please continued prayers for Connor. He's still not doing well. I just sent another email this morning to I work with a woman who's kind of she's basically an intuitive, and she does vibrational medicine. And because I don't like giving him those hard chemicals and those really abrasive treatments, I like to do it naturally when I can. So I sent her another email this morning and said, Madhu, I need some help. he's not really, he's only been on these for about a week now, but I just want to see if there's anything else I can be doing or should be doing. Of course, I'm sending him some Reiki every day too. And so we love prayers though. So if anybody can take a second just to shoot up a prayer for Mr. Connor, I'd really, really appreciate that. He's like my love. He's the love of my life. I love this guy. So he's my four-legged love, in case you don't know. So anyway, have a great day, and thank you for being here with me. It's going to be a beautiful weekend, so enjoy, and I will see you back here tomorrow morning at 7:30-ish. And what is our topic tomorrow? Let's see. We'll be on day 12, right? Day 12 is up-level your vibratory contribution. Wow. Oh, this is going to be juicy. Okay, be here tomorrow for working on our vibration. Love you guys. Have a great day. Peace and blessings.